Every time I do a video, at some point I say, please leave a comment below. And if there's anything you want to learn about, well, someone's left a comment and I decided to go ahead and make that video. So as you can see, it's a little bit laid back for me right now. It's Sunday afternoon, just wearing my t-shirt here. And I really want to get into this one because it's something I probably should have, and I may have covered in the past, but the person asked about cash buyers and how many of these transactions are cash. So I'm going to go into it, explain a few things. I'm probably going to go deeper than the person wanted to because, it's a lazy Sunday afternoon. So as always, I'm going to leave that little brief thing about, hey, my name is Eric. If you haven't met me before, I'm a real estate agent here in Las Vegas and a retired military officer. If you're moving in the next 9 to 90 days, even if it's 2 years from now, we're here to help out. Just call, text, email, better yet, get on the calendar. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't to. And leave a comment because you may have questions that other people have, just like this person. And if we have time, we're going to go ahead and answer that for you so you can learn everything that you want to know about living in Las Vegas, aka Sin City, along with the sister cities of North Las Vegas and Henderson. And back to the show. And here's what's going on here. A person asked about, what about cash buyers? So you saw that pop up there. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into this, and I'm just going to, it's going to be kind of casual. I'm going to go through the market, and what's going to be cool is because it's the middle of the month, we'll also get a little market update, see where the market is kind of heading, because we've had enough transactions now to kind of get a good peek at what's going. So it's not going to be a full market update, but hey, we got something for you. So first of all, let's start figuring out how many sold for cash. So in order to do that, let me get into the MLS. So we look into the solds. We're going to be looking into September. Hopefully you've seen me do this before. And we are going to go into, we'll start with everyone's favorite, single family homes. So there are 1,825 homes sold in the MLS. So that could include some other cities. Right now, we're just going to keep it breezy, okay? And we are going to go into the sold terms and see how many sold for cash. So I'm going to bring up this little notepad here, just kind of keep it breezy because I am a man of a certain age and I like to know what's going on, or at least trying to track it. So I know that 1,825 were the numbers sold last month. So now we'll go into the sold terms and let's see how many sold for cash. 476 sold for cash. Okay. And we'll get out Mr. Calculator and we do the old 476 divided by 1,825. So for single family homes, 26% sold for cash. And that is, believe it or not, down. Yep. Hard to believe that is down. It actually used to be closer to like 35%. So for last month, it's 26%. But like I said, going to be given a little bit more information that was probably asked. So now let's go to the sold terms again. And we'll talk about a few things real quick because there aren't going to be too many of them, so I'm not going to worry about them. So, AITD, this is basically like an owner carry. Some people don't seem to understand. I had a guy who, claimed he used to be a broker and all when I put it down in the MLS because he wanted to do an owner carry. And it was like, what's AITD? Okay, AITD is when you don't actually own it. If you still have a mortgage and it's kind of like a pass through, someone pays you and then you pay the mortgage company, that's an AITD. You won't find too many of them. Just to take a look, there was 0 last month, so it's very not common. Assumable loan, you'll see there were 4 last month. Usually assumable loans are going to be government backed, but some people don't know this. You can actually do it with a conventional loan. You just have to ask permission, and some lenders will do it. You just got to ask. We actually have auctions, so let's see how many sold at auction. 1. Cash, we already know that. Conventional mortgage is going to be the majority of them. 829. Let's get back in here. So let's see. 829. And get out Mr. Calculator and 45.42%. We're just going to call it 45 for now. So 45% of all sales were conventional loans. Man, of course, I'll just leave it on. Okay, let's see what other types of loans we got out here. We have a 1031 exchange, and what those are, there probably shouldn't be too many. When you own investment properties, when you sell it, instead of taking and paying capital gains tax, you can keep buying more and more properties. So you sell that when you identify new properties and buy them. And the biggest reason people do this is for when they pass on, their heirs get the stepped up basis. And also, they don't have to pay taxes. They're sitting there collecting stuff, depreciating. This is how the rich get rich. The rich don't actually sell things, they exchange things. FHA, this is a government-backed program. Pretty sure many of you know it as a first-time buyer program. I'll get deeper in FHA, but you'll see it's going to be 308 divided by 1825 is, let's just round it up, call it 17% of all loans. Now, this is single family. Things are going to change for the other types. Home path, that's a kind of a government system. As you can see, zero. Not too many people know about that one. Lease option, there was zero. And just to let you know, there are. So what a lease option is, in my opinion, sometimes can be a scam. Some guys lease those homes, go like, this is a lease to own program. And they do this, and it's a scam. They know the person under the terms will never do it, and they just keep doing this over and over and making massive amounts of money. Now, there are two lease to own programs that are worth it. If you want, I'm not going to get too deep into them today. Reach out to me, and someone from my team will get back to you, and we'll talk about lease to own programs that are legitimate, that you can check out, and are actually run by the state, believe it or not. Other, because you can trade. You have a brand new Corvette C8, you can trade it for a house. It could be a trade. Owner will carry, that's one we were talking about earlier, and a lot of people do this one wrong. Most owner carries are actually AITDs, just people don't enter them right. Private, it's a private transaction. It's none of our business. VA, which I consider is the best thing since sliced bread, they're at 159. And let's see what this number adds up to with Mr. Calculator. So 159 divided by 1825. Okay, we're going to just round it up and call it 9%. So we bring this baby back up here. 159. That's for VA. And we are going, I need a little space there. Here we go. And that's 9%. Now these are the big ones, and I'm going to leave it where I've actually calculated for now for single family. And so you can kind of see from the actual top, 45%. Let's see how that adds up. So 45% are conventional loans, 26% are cash, 17% are FHA, and the best thing since sliced bread, that means there's 3% left for other types of loans. You saw there were a few there. I got one more here, and it's actually the USDA loan. Let's see if it's here anywhere. There was one. USDA is probably as good as a VA loan, and I'll probably have to do, I don't know if anyone's going to be interested, a different video on USDA. What's cool about USDA is there is 0% down, so it's a no down payment loan, and if you can get it, good on you. So that covers that. Let's go here. Let's go next. We're going to talk about townhomes. So townhomes, of course, are they're what you think. Usually two-story homes. Not always. That you can have a one-story home. What townhome is an ownership right. So the difference between single family, because single family, I've actually seen them attached to other homes, but they're single family. You share a wall. Well, townhomes, you not only share a wall, but there are certain ownership rights. You actually don't own the outer walls and stuff like that. You don't own the roof, and that's why your insurance is usually a little bit lower. Normally, a townhome is for purposes of financing is considered the same as a single family house, except for here in Las Vegas. I don't know if it happens in any other cities. There is an issue that we have, and that issue is there were some tax incentives for condo projects a few years back, and some townhomes, when they set up, they registered as condos, which creates a whole new thing. But we'll get into that when we get to condos. So just looking at townhomes, we had 244 sell last month. Let's keep this here because I'm a man of a certain age. And we're just going to go through the big four there. So we'll start. I already know I'm going to go in the reverse order because so many of these are condos. Let's see how many were VA. So VA were 14 out of 244. So we'll get up Mr. Calky here. They made up 5.7%. We'll just call it, so 14 for the good old VA for 6%. And a lot of this has to do with many of them being not truly townhomes. I'll do a separate video on that if someone asks for it. Next one is going to be FHA, and the FHA is 62. 62 divided by 240. Told you I was a man of a certain age. 25%. I did not expect it to be 25%. I'm so surprised that it's 25%. That, you know what? That actually makes sense when you think about it. And here's the reason it makes sense. A lot of people who are doing FHA programs, it's the first time they're buying a house, which means townhome is a nice starter home. As a matter of fact, I have cousins who've purchased homes, younger cousins, because I'm a man of a certain age. And guess what their first homes were? Townhomes. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's get into conventional. So 96, which gives us a crap load. So 96 divided by 244 gives us 39%. Now let's talk about that cash. Since that was the one that person asked for. Dun, dun, dun. And it just came up. Y'all saw it. I'm not trying to front. 69%. Or 69 of them. So 69 divided by 244. Did I put the 69 in there? No. It's 28%. Okay. So right now it looks like the winner is 30. Well, actually, that's higher than 28 is higher than what's currently on single family. So 39% conventional, 28% cash, 25% FHA, and 6% for the townhome. Let's compare that again to what we had up here. So a little less for VA, a bit more for FHA, a little less for conventional, and actually a little more for cash because it's probably a good investment property. And let's finish this up with the condos. I may go even further. Who knows? 118 were sold. So remember, we're just keeping it breezy here today. Now, we should see a market difference here because a lot of condos are not cleared for... See, I almost screwed up there. Man, y'all let me. 310 for condos. Cash was still selected. And I'm just going to make sure I'm right here because, I don't want you going, look at that dude. He just really messed up. Yep, 244. So go back to condos. Some more condos sell because they're even cheaper than townhomes. In a condo, you don't even own the walls. You own the air. The associations own the walls inside the condo even. So you have a microscopic barrier between what you own and the wall to infinity and beyond. So I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of it's going to be cash. 118. And it has to do with financing because a lot of condos are turned into rentals. That's why the associations don't qualify. You have to keep them under a certain amount, but there is a way around that. Reach out to us and we will help you with that and possibly even get you approved for condo. 38% for cash. Let's get down here and go. Already know the number 2 is going to be conventional. 141. Oh my goodness. There were actually more conventionals than I expected. A lot of times most of these developments are like half cash. So let's see what that adds up to. 45% conventional. So we're at 38 and 45%. Okay, let's get on down here. And the one I know is going to be low because the next two are going to be low. FHA, 28. 28. So these guys have to actually spend a whole bunch of money. I mean, like the condo association, if they want to get in for FHA financing, there is a way around it, of course, like I've said. So that's, we'll get here, 28 for FHA. And it's going to be 9%. And let's end up with the good old VA, 16, which ends up being 5%. Now, I think I've answered all of that person's questions. Now, we're going to go next just because for grins and giggles, because I usually don't cover it, and I just don't want to take too much time with folks. Let's look at manufactured homes. Yes, you can finance a manufactured home. So there, I'm not going to go into percentages. 56 were sold last month. For those, VA 7 were financed, which is actually quite high when you think about it. That's actually one of the highest we've seen yet. Now, there are some restrictions. Most banks will not do single wides. They will only do double wides. And there is an age limit because of changes in construction standards. So I believe it's like 1976. So if you see a 1970 condo out there, I mean, not condo, mobile home, you're not going to be able to finance it. Now, some banks will finance a single wide. Reach out to me. I actually know of a lender and a broker that do single wides, and we can get you into them, and you'll be surprised that single wides can be quite expensive now. I may look into it, show you in a second here. I'm sorry, FHA we're 18, conventional we're 12, so we're at almost half now. So it looks like half may be on cash. So 17, so actually that's not too bad. Now I'm going to go way out there. I'm going to go way out there. So we're going to look at high rises because some people want to live on the strip. Let's see what sold last month. I just wanted to make this one a complete video because, you know, nothing was guaranteed. I'm just sitting here watching other YouTube videos. So 76 high rises sold. High rises are condos, so same rules. Biggest thing you're going to have on high rises is the high HOA. We're talking $700, $1,500 a month HOA. Of those, cash. Okay, so let's look and see. So everything from September, we're coming down here. Let's look at cash. 76 sold. 43 were cash, so more than 50%. Conventional, 23. So I'm sure you can see 23 plus 43. So almost all of them were cash and conventional. Let's see any FHA. One was financed FHA on the strip. There are really three places for condos or high rises. The majority on the strip. One is out in Lake Las Vegas, and the third is over off of Rampart and Charleston Boulevard, Queens Ridge. But those are really high end. So VA, let's see how many we get. VA, none. Now, I will tell you this much. For VA, there are, I believe, 5 condos that are VA approved. Just a lot of veterans don't know they can actually do this. Reach out and I will do this. I may do a separate video if enough people ask and tell you where the 5 condos are, or high rises. They are condos, but high rise condos. And we can go over that. And let's just finish this out. It's breezy. Okay, my voice is cracking a little bit. Got a little bit here. Hold up. Dr. Pepper with grenadine. Okay. So the next one, I mean, let's just go ahead and go all out. Because I get this one. Everybody wants to be a real estate investor. They come along and they do the old, I want to buy a 4-plex, duplex, whatever. Resident real estate is 4 or fewer units, which means we can do this. And look, 26 sold last month. Of the 26 so sold, 8 were cash. Okay. 16 were conventional. 1 was FHA. And none were VA. Now, here's when to put in your hat and to think about, especially VA buyer, even a conventional buyer. For a VA buyer, remember, there is no upper limit which means if you can afford the payments and your credit works on it, you can actually get a nice fourplex out there and become your own landlord. There are some loan products I want to talk about. There's a new one out there for investor that is based on the expected cash that you're going to get from the property. So technically, you can go out there and buy a fourplex, single family condo, whatever you want, and you're going to say, I'm going to be renting this out. And when that happens, they will only use the projected rent to see if you can pay it back, and you don't have to worry about your income, your credit, anything, only the projected rent. This is an investor type loan with a low interest rate. If you're interested in it, reach out. I got the lender for you. Actually, a lot of lenders are starting to do it. It's a new one. Don't get caught off guard, because when a lot of people find out about this new product that's out there that's actually backed, they're going to start going crazy for it and trying to go get these loans, because all these people who always reach out and it's like, oh, I want to rent, I want to invest and all this stuff. No, and I realized my face is in front of some of the stuff I was doing, but you're seeing my ugly mug, so I'm not trying to switch back and forth. The next thing I'm going to do is I talked about I was going to just go over and do a mini update so we can see what's going on. I'm going to make it a very mini update. Let's go in here. Let's go into residential. We'll start fresh. First of all, we'll know, so I like to, when I do these things, I like to take them down to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas and Henderson. So we got over 5,000 houses out there right now for condos, 657 that are available. Manufactured homes, 75. 3,839 single family and 478 for the townhomes there. Next, let's go and see what has sold so far this month. We're halfway through the month, so between the 1st and 15th. So we're just going to start off with the condos, make it easy. 86 condos have sold. Let's look at the results. Okay, so median close price was $242,000, $250,000. List was $244,000, $250,000. So they're selling for just a little bit less than list price so far. Remember, this is action that happened up to 30 days ago, actually up to 60, usually about 30. And if they're FHA or VA, because some guys don't know how to do it right, 45 days on average. So $240 a square foot. The average, $261,970. The most expensive condo to sell was $883. The least expensive, $145. So you get yourself set there. And let's get back in here and go quickly to I'm going to do manufactured homes this week. 13 have sold so far. Why not just add it on in there? Even though, you got more manufactured homes, other parts of the state like Pahrump and stuff like that. Tabular. People are interested in me going to some of these mobile home communities. Let me know. See, 220, 220. So they're selling for pretty close to list, $177 a square foot. Notice this, $177 per square foot for manufactured homes. You have to keep that in mind. Okay. Okay, let's go to manufactured home. I've already done that. Single family residence. So far, 648 have sold. The results, drum roll, please. I'm so glad. I used to calculate this and I didn't know that button was there, and I talked to a lot of people and they don't know it's there. Ooh, this is interesting. 445. So they're selling for a little bit less than list price, but there's still lots of offers out there. I'm only going to do this real quick. To the sellers, the reason the numbers are down has to do with new homes. The new home builders got smart, and I'm probably have to do a different video to get deeper into what's going on, but they are buying interest rates down to about 5% or so. I'm not quoting interest. And on top of that, they're paying closing costs. So when you get a combination of them paying co-op, aka full commission, not talking commission, I'm just saying that that's what they're doing for most of them, paying the closing cost, and the commission comes in with more real estate agents want to work with the new home buyers, because once a person buys a home, I'm not going to lie, you done for a few months until you can show up to collect your check. So collect a check. It may take 4 or 5 times longer than selling someone's house. There's nothing else that you have to do. and you collect a full paycheck. So a lot of people are willing to wait for that. Then you got somebody who's getting full closing costs and their interest rate bought down. A lot of sellers are still overpricing their homes, and then they come down, boop, 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 boop. Then they sell, but you're not giving something that somebody else is giving. You got to look where the market is. New sales are 45% of the market right now. That is your real competition. And I'll get into a deeper video to show you how they're doing this and why it may be ending within the next few months. So if you're a buyer, you may want to jump on the bandwagon. If you're a seller, if you can wait them out, if something doesn't change, those numbers are going to come down. I just said it was about 45% of the market. Normally it's less than, not much less than 10. We have some extraordinary times here. So when people are saying, oh, look at here, it's fewer home sales. No, the same number of homes are being sold right now. The difference is they're not buying resale homes. People are buying new homes. People are getting on the bandwagon, and it's going to hurt a lot of people if they don't know this. Okay, so the average close price is $566, $672, $260 a square for the average, $249.9 for the median. Let's go find out what our next one is. Here we go. So now we'll look at the townhome. So 92 have sold so far, with the results of 341, not 490, which is again selling for less than the average, than the list price. The average is 252, so we don't have that great of a spread. The most expensive townhome sold for $1.4 million. Least expensive for $188. Get that? So now you're kind of caged with what's going on, and you can kind of see, it's like, okay, if I'm trying to buy a house, where do I need to be? If I were buying a house and I needed to get someone to pay the most for me, I would be headed right on over to a new home builder. You're going to get so much out of that. And then there are lenders. I got to put this video together. There are some fantastic programs out there for first-time home buyers. One, they give you a grant of 2%. A grant. So 3% is the minimum you have to put down on a conventional loan. You only have to put 1% down on a conventional loan. So if you're buying a $400,000 house, you only need to come up with $4,000. And if you get to some of these guys who are smart enough to pay down your interest rate and all this stuff, boom, you good. Or pay down your interest rates and, pay your closing costs. And there's one builder in town I know of that if you use another lender, they will still pay your closing costs. Reach out if you want to find out about that builder. Okay, so I got these for you. The person who answered that question, I hope this answered your question, because I think I went a bit over from what you asked for. And again, my name is Eric. I'm a real estate agent here in the Las Vegas area. If you need to have any help on your home purchase, you're trying to invest, you need to sell your home, somebody who's going to just reach out there and be brutally honest, so I was trained to break things and unalive people. So I'm going to be very brutal with you on some of these things that you're going to be talking. It's like, oh, I hear that there are 5 offers on every house. I can offer more, raise my price. Yeah, and these people are being slaughtered right now. Do not be a lamb in the slaughter. Reach out, call, text, email, better yet, get on my calendar. And I hope you did enjoy this video today. Be like this individual. Leave that comment below. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit a thumbs up and share this video. I'm a little bit unconventional sometimes, but hopefully you want to work with someone who doesn't sit around at the party smiling all day long with this high-I personality. I'm a warrior. I'm here to kill for you. I'm going to keep the lights on for you.